All right, moving on. A newly built 18-meter bridge in Munam, Mbengwi lies in ruins, its pillars crumbling just weeks after completion. Critics have found this 127 million franc CFA project, entrusted to Peace Engineering Co. Limited and authorized by the Colonial Senior Divisional Officer, to be not just a mere accident but a public indictment of the Yaoundé government's deliberate policy of neglect and financial malfeasance in Ambazonia. Furious, local residents have considered this a direct, undeniable act of public theft and an insult to their suffering. In Ambazonia, infrastructure failures are common. The nation faces a devastating human cost from the ongoing 8-year-long war. Over the years, the Yaoundé government has shown little or no interest in serious investments in Ambazonia. When development projects are announced and funds committed, the results are consistently poor. Communities receive substandard work that fails quickly. The recent project and bridge collapse in Munam has only further exposed how public funds are mismanaged and work is done negligently. Munam and its residents are infuriated, and rightfully so, as they depend on this connection. According to reports, Peace Engineering Co. Limited, the contracted company, completed the bridge less than a month ago at a cost of 127 million francs CFA. The Colonial Senior Divisional Officer authorized the bridge contract in December 2024. Now residents are demanding he takes immediate action against the contractor. They demand accountability for what they call a scam. The public wants those responsible for these poor work and alleged financial misconduct to face severe penalties. These incidents and other actions of colonial government's neglect and mismanagement are part of what fuels grievances in Ambazonia. Right, stand base here. You can see the struggles. It seems it's never ever ending. It seems endless. While there are no bridges, while bridges are barely constructed, the few ones that are even done are done with substandard goods. And you can imagine a bridge collapsing. What if lives are lost? Well, we don't even have information on probably people who were trapped, or if people got injured or something. I'm sure as the days goes by, we'll definitely get that information. But imagine bridges collapsing just few months after it was erected. Simply goes to show substandard goods, because they do not care about the people, and all of this is just mere propaganda, just to throw the elections on the people's face and make it look like things are being done. I mean, you can imagine what would have happened if lives were lost.
Well, you see, it may be an election ploy, it may be anything, but two things are clear. Money was spent in that bridge. The bridge collapsed. And so what is the problem here which we are fighting against? That guy who built the bridge, poorly built, got paid. And the last signature of the story is true. The last signature on his contract was the signature of a certain guy they call the SGO. Who is the SGO? Is an appointee of Yaoundé. Who is this appointee of Yaoundé? Is a graduate from ENA. Call him an SGO or a DO. They all enjoy the same facility. They enjoy presidential decree appointments, which give them privileges to do and undo things. In short, they are called chef d'etat. The question is, do these people who graduate from ENA and become chef d'etat, do they really have the competence to say what a good road, a good bridge is? That they sign a final document. They don't. Do they have the competence to assess whether a school built with the money they claim they have given that guy meet the standards of a school building before they sign the last paper for this guy to take his money? They don't have. They're going to England for 6 months or 1 year, which translates in about 4 months of active learning in classroom after your normal degree. does not make you an expert in anything. In fact, you are an expert back because you are showed it. You are an expert in everything, but an expert in nothing. Yeah, the specialist in everything, but specialized in nothing. And so that is a system that we think and believe strongly should never ever exist. Again, money was spent. Whatever the reason, whether it was for a political campaign or not, they spent the money. At least if the bridge was standing there, people will use it. People will use the road. We talked about the last segment about carrying corpses. They want to transfer your corpse or mine over that good road rather than suffer us on a bicycle. But the bridge is gone. The money is gone. What is to be shown for the work that they did? The money is taxpayers' money. So this contractor can bear responsibility. He should. But should the guy who signed this document certifying the work well done not bear biggest responsibility? He ought to. But will he ever be punished for that? No. The best thing they will do is they will promote him from there, maybe to a prophet, to a governor. Why not even a minister? In spite of his incompetence. We've seen this happen all the time. Where they transform prisoners, Atanganji, taken out of Nubel prison, I'm not the one saying it, from where he catapults and become the minister of everything in Yaoundé. A barefaced criminal who for the first time in the history of the world goes to the Vatican during the swearing in of a pope, which is an occasion that happens only once in a lifetime, pulls out chunks of money from his pocket to give to the pope. This is criminality of extraordinary standards. But does it mean anything to Yaoundé? Absolutely nothing. The whole world cried. The whole world shouted and screamed. But what did Yaoundé do? They kept him there, promoted him instead, encouraged him by giving him more money and more power. The same will apply to that bridge, to that culvert. That does not exist. But which culvert money has been sent to rebuild? To that street where you found those standing vehicles there ready to carry corpses, where there's no gutter, where everything dead is piling there. And there's a budget to pick that from the community. What happened to it? It's stolen. Somebody is still passing there and calling himself the mayor. Whose responsibility is it to clean the street? His or yours? How did he get there? The endorsement of Yaoundé, making him an expert over everything, and he's an expert in nothing. And so that is the plight of the Amazonia. That's the plight of a civilized people. Those are the sing songs, the eulogies of Ambazonians. Should we be allowed to continue to weep and weep forever? We may, but at least in our own country fashion, where you are weeping, Kradai Day House, even passers by come to help you. Bury the dead. Join you at least in the cry. And so that is our hope, that is our cry. We have gone through this too long. We have been imprisoned for too long, for not just reason. We have been silenced forever under the watchful eyes of the United Nations, over the watchful eyes of the Americans, the British, and those who have benefited from us, who claim to have created independent by joining. No, again, as I said in the last segment, enough is enough. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Dambasia.